Okay, I am back, and I do think that I went a little too heavy-handed on that brown, so I'm going to try and tone that down with a little bit of purple over it. Just tone it down a bit. It's a little too dark. And see, that's kind of the hard part about painting with, like acrylics, is you look at these beautiful oil paintings, and a lot of them are very blended, and that's because they're a different style. So I do not have the opportunity to sit there and blend the same way that they do, because their paints stay wet for so much longer. And so as a result, it's not the same texture. And I'm just trying to make this blue over here not as flat looking by dabbing in more color. And I think after I've done that, I'm going to clean my brush and just go back and gently dab up a little bit of that blue back up. I wanted some dark, but I don't want it to be harsh. These are very far in the distance, and we want them to be in the distance. We don't want them to be in the present. We don't want them to be a focal point. We just want them, your eye to go, yes, there are mountains in the distance. And they don't look flat. They look real. So is that too light? And then part of the problem is, as it's drying and I'm layering on top, I'll look at it and I'll be like, that's too light, but it's because this is all dry. And so it's going to dry a different color. And that makes it kind of hard to go back and do like a second layer. So it's like you want to kind of do it all when it's wet. Okay, I have to stop because again, this is where I get into my issues of over smutzing and then the colors are all off because I'm trying to match a dry color. Me, stop smutzing. Also me, continues to smutz. Okay, and then we're going to do one that's kind of closer. That's just light brown. That's not the color I want. I do want more pink and brown. More of a this color. Because I want it to be obvious that it is not the same. We'll make it slightly taller because it's closer. Again, closer, not close. Is that purple enough? Is that purple enough? Okay, I think that's purple enough. And yes, I know I'm painting over the mountain I just painted. There's a reason. Because if I had it, it would not look authentic there. That is a dumb looking mountain. That is stupid looking. Okay. And I'm going to keep it. I don't care if it's stupid looking. Because in real life, mountains are not all the same. Okay, now we needed to go and do some blue. And again, I'm making the crevices of the mountain. shadows of the mountain or whatever. Okay, and then I'm probably going to have to go in and nope. Nope. I'm just trying to darken it up a little bit, lighten it up, darken it up, make it not one color. You know. Make it make sense visually. And yes, I realize I am spending way too much time on a background detail because I want this to look really nice. I want this to look like a mountain. Like a mountain. Okay, so I'm going through and just generally smutzing it on the bottom. And I need to kind of pull that out because I think that's too much here. Oh, no. Wrong color. This color. I'm going to go back over it a little bit. And then blending. Ooh, that's a little too white. Maybe this cliffside is bright right there. But again, look at how quickly it's drying. And I think you guys remember, like when I was doing the grass or whatever, I had that same problem. Remember I was making that grass and I was like, I'm lighting it up. And then I went through with another layer and then you looked and it was like, where? Where? Where's the grass I just made? And it just like, that was on the windmill painting. It was gone. It was literally just gone. No, nothing. You couldn't see it. It was devastating. I'm like, that was devastating. To have painted a whole line of grass and then came back and by the time it dried, just gone. You're like, what? I am putting some green, just a little, in the cracks. Maybe in the shadows, grass grows better. I'm worried that that's too stark of a blue. That's too stark of a shadow. So I'm trying to soften it a bit. While keeping its whatever shape I made. I am not loving this mountain, the close one. I think it's because the tip is too not painted. Nope. This is too far down. No shadow should be this far down. On this mountain, there's just a tiny little shadow right there. Where on this one, I'm trying to make it look like you can kind of see sediment layers. I may regret this later, and I may come back and cover it all. I still think that blue's too dark. Yeah, I think it's way too dark. I'm just gonna go in with a wash around the edges and stuff. That is very wet paint. And then with another very wet brush, come in and just kind of tap it out. Nope. I want to tap it out in the middle of my line. I can't believe I did that. Oh, I can. I'm just... Are you... Are you kidding me? How do I not have a rag handy? This should be painting 101. I do have a rag. I'm just using it for the other thing. Okay, let me get this part too. Is that even a sky dab? I don't know. Okay. Oh, see, and you know what? I don't need the paper anymore. What I do need is a shape. Okay. And then I'm going to take some of this, and again, it's not that peachy color I want. I want a very brownish red. Is that... Okay, let me try it with the red. And then... No. Way not the color I'm wanting. Need to tone it down a bit. Yes, I know. This is not... That is not the color we are going for. Fully aware. Then I'm going to go over it. With some dabs. Think of these as rocks on a cliff face. And there's a cliff face here, like plateaus. mostly straight line, serrated edges. Sandy off in the distance. And now I'm going back over with the purpley gray to kind of blend it. Any dark spots that I think are too dark. There we go. How are we feeling? What do you think? Awful? Spending way too much time smutzing? Okay. I know it's too much time smutzing. I'm fully freaking aware. And as much as I'm aware I'm taking too much time smutzing, I want this to be the way I want it. So, nope. I don't want it more blue. Maybe more red would be a good. Yeah, okay. So this one, I need to make sure I'm covering all my edges. Is even more up close. And then I need to give it a few shadows. Nothing crazy. Not even deep, just a few shadows so that we know the lay of the land. Okay? And then we're going to do some dots. We're going to make it less. Does that look weird? You know what? It's going to all dry different. So, yeah. I do need to probably add a little more brown. A little more brown. So I'm adding a little more brown. Trying not to smudge on where I put the blue. Because this is kind of hard because I've got to make the mountains in the distance. They can't be the same color brown as the foreground because like I can't make them look just like a dirt hill. I hope that makes sense. Like if I did them the same color as this, they would just look like rocks, like close rocks. We don't want them to be close rocks. We want them to be hills and mountains and have green things and yellow things and things growing. I do think that's a lot of red though. Maybe I just need to grayify it a little bit. Not take it away completely. Just, you know, tap in some other color. Along the way. I did kill the blue though. Dang it. Nope. Oh my. Okay, how does that look? I still think that needs something, and I know what it needs. We need to put